feel like your zucchini game is just on repeat, we can grill it. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Chronicles with Chef. I'm Scott Hamilton. It is peak summer squash season. So in today's video, we're taking that zucchini to a whole nother level. We're coating them with herbs. We're gonna pan-sear some and grilling some. And then we're gonna top it with a cucumber tomato feta salad that is out of this world. And then to top it all off, we're gonna make a simple aioli. And it might change your life. Let's get cooking. To take this grilled or seared, roasted, however you're gonna cook it, zucchini to the next level, first, we've gotta prep out our zucchini. But as you can see, we've got some nice little creases in here. And how we did that is, I halved the zucchini. I used 2 chopsticks. If you wanna use a plate, if you wanna use another 2 cutting boards, you just need something that's gonna help prevent you from cutting all the way through so we can get these cool hash marks. Similar like when you're doing like a Hasselback potato or any of those kinds of things. If you trust yourself to just cut it through or not go all the way through, do it to it, or use these chopsticks as a guide because it's not gonna let you get all the way down. Now, how big these little diamonds should we do? It doesn't really matter. We're just looking to give us extra surface area and a way to get all the herbs into this zucchini. Some of the corners will pop off, some things will fall apart, and that's A-okay. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's going to be delicious. I've got all of my zucchini out here on a tray. We've got them all cut up, looking beautiful. Now, I have done this recipe multiple times and I've never done it the same twice, and it's always delicious. And the reason why is because the herbs keep on changing. Rosemary, tarragon, and thyme were all on sale. So I said, shoot, I'm gonna go for it. I've done it with dry seasoning. Bonnefield from High Desert Kitchen is a great one to use. Cavender's, your favorite Italian seasoning. Make sure it's herby, and you always wanna make sure that you're adding some sort of fresh herb to this. But this is very simple. I did avocado oil. I want a high heat oil and a flavor neutral oil because this is all about the herbs getting on to this deliciousness, and then a bunch of garlic. And that's all we did. A little salt, garlic, and these chopped up herbs, and we are just going to paint these beautiful zucchini. See, we're just gonna rub them all in here. If you want to use a basting brush, that would be just fine. The thing I love about this is that this is a great way to, one, use up all the zucchini that's gonna be coming out. We are in prime zucchini season right now. So this is a great way to use them before you have to resort to, oh no, I need to use this up, so we're gonna make zucchini bread randomly, and I don't really like it, but we're gonna do it anyway. So to prevent that from happening, this is a great way, and it can be a side or it can be the main. It doesn't really matter. It's so good. Now I know that I put salt in with the herbs, but we're gonna go ahead and hit a little bit of salt over the top. Move this guy out of the way. Move this guy out of the way. Same with some black pepper. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. We wanna make sure we're seasoning our food well. And we can always season it more when it's off the grill or out of the oven, however we're gonna cook it. We're gonna set this off to the side and get working on our salsa. All right, let's get making this delicious like salsa, pico, cucumber tomato salad topping thing for this grilled zucchini that is going to be bright, fresh, and absolutely delicious. First things first, I got some shallots. You can use whatever onion that you like best, but I like the soft feeling of the shallot. I like that it's powerful, but it's also gentle. It's in that really good in between, especially when raw. So we got a bunch of shallot in here because what can I say? I like onion. Next, about a tablespoon or so of minced garlic. I have a half a cucumber. We're gonna save that other half of the cucumber to go in our little sauce that we're gonna put over all of this. A nice chopped up cucumber. I de-seeded it because I don't want all that extra moisture in this. I want the fresh, cool crispness of the cucumber, but I don't want all the extra liquid. Next, I did Roma tomatoes. Any tomato that you like, you can do. I got rid of the seeds and the center. I didn't peel them or anything like that. But this is gonna give us a nice bright chunky tomato. It's gonna help things hold up. By removing the seeds of the cucumber and these tomatoes, we have more control over how much liquid and how saucy this is gonna end up, even after it sits for a little while. There we go. Whenever I'm trying to weave different flavors throughout an entire dish, I wanna make sure that I don't use all of them in each component, but I wanna kind of cherry pick which ones I want to use, where I want to put it here or there. I got about 2 tablespoons of dill here that we're going to use, and there's no dill on the zucchini, but there is going to be dill in this, and then there's going to be some dill in our sauce later on. It'll kind of bring it in and out, and this dill is going to go great with the cucumber. It's going to keep this really fresh and lively and give us a really, really good, strong single herb note in this, so that will give you that sense of oh, there's dill. And then next thing you know, you take a bite of the zucchini and oh, here's all the rosemary or here's all the tarragon. It helps to keep the dish discoverable as you're eating it. So a whole bunch of dill into here. I have parsley and I'm gonna do about a 1/4 cup or so of parsley in here. The rest I'm gonna save as kind of like a garnish. And then feta, ooh, crumbled feta. If you can find the goat cheese one, that's the way to go. Or whatever works for you. This is about 3 ounces or about half of one of those like 6-ounce packages of pre-crumbled feta. So we're just gonna drop that in. There we go. Feta is naturally just really kind of on the salty side. So I'm gonna wait until the very end before we salt. I am gonna hit it with some drizzling kind of nicer olive oil because I want that olive flavor onto this. We're gonna hit just a little bit here, just kind of a little drizzle. You can use lemon juice, you can use lime juice, you can use balsamic vinegar, you can use white balsamic, you can use red wine, whatever vinegar that you wanna use, any sort of acid you're gonna wanna bring into this to help kind of keep everything nice, bright, and fresh to really go against our rich sauce that we'll make later and that grilled smoky essence of the zucchini. So I have a white wine vinegar here that is a turmeric and lemon. Whew, smells delicious. We're just gonna do a little drizzle over the top. We don't need a whole lot of vinegar because remember, we have the dill in there that's nice and bright and fresh and tomatoes are naturally acidic. So we're just gonna give this a nice mix. And look how beautiful this is looking. Got a little bit of everything on there. Let's give it a try. Get out of here. It's so good. The feta is nice and salty, but also adds a lot of fat and richness to it, which is great. So we're gonna hit it with a little bit of salt here, a little black pepper, and a touch more oil. I don't want this sitting in liquid. I want it light and fresh. I don't want it feeling heavy or weighted down by a whole bunch of liquid. So just a little bit more olive oil and a splash more vinegar. There we go. There we go. Look at that beauty. All right, one more bite. Home run. Oh, that is so good. All right, let's get making our sauce. I've done Greek yogurt in the past. I've done sour cream as the base. Today, we're gonna do a mayo and make it a little bit more aioli-like. I have about a 1/4 cup or so of mayonnaise that we're gonna put in here. The purpose of this sauce is to add some richness and maybe a little heat and more flavor to the whole dish without overwhelming everything. We're gonna add some cucumber, and that's gonna help kind of bring us kind of a cooling. It's gonna kind of give us a little bit of a tzatziki kind of feel. I'm excited for it. We've got rosemary, some tarragon, and thyme, and dill stems in here. So again, just a little bit of all the herbs going in. Make it nice and herby. The other half of our container of feta cheese, as it goes everywhere. I have a little bit of a shallot. My shallot had like a side little bulb on it. My guess is probably closer to like 2 tablespoons or so of a shallot. I've roasted peppers for this. I've roasted tomatoes and then done it. Today we're taking the easier route. Pre-roasted jarred peppers here. And then I find them always on the olive bar. I can't find them in like actual jars, but these roasted tomatoes in an olive oil, they are just so good. I have a pepper and a couple of these tomatoes, and then I also made sure that I put some of that oil from there into this. That's just gonna help give us a little bit of liquid because we want this to run and be smooth like a sauce, but we also don't want it to be like water. Oh, so good. And then for a little bit of heat, I've got some Fresno chili peppers here. They're kind of pickled. I was looking for Calabrini or Calabrian chilies. Couldn't find any. I saw these Fresnos and I was like, I do love a Fresno pepper. I'm not sure of the spice level, but we'll find out. Ooh, oh yeah. Back of the throat. It's there. I like the texture of them. Oh, so good. It's delicious. We're gonna throw a couple of these in here and then we'll see if we need to add more. Ooh, it is spicy. I like it. You can do an immersion blender. You can do it in a regular blender, whatever is easier for you. My blender is dirty right now, so immersion blender it is. Push it all down, get all that liquid. Oh yeah. I think we're gonna need to add a little liquid to this because I want it a little bit more spreadable. Whoa, that's a journey. I'm for it. Oh, that cucumber. Oh my goodness. Team. Oh yeah. We're gonna hit it with a little bit of salt. And then I think we need a touch more heat. Yeah. Don't you do it. Take a little bit of this oil and drop that in. Have that emulsify with a splash of this vinegar. Not a whole lot, but I want the notes there so that when you try it all, it's recognizable and it ties everything together. Okay. Yo, if you've seen a lot of my videos, you know just how much I love roasted peppers and their flavors. And it is just like sneaky in the background, but it's all like roasted tomato and herby and bright and fresh. There's moments where I'm like, is this a potatoes bravas sauce? Or is this like a weird tzatziki? I love it. And the feta in here, oof, gives a little bit of like tang that the feta, oh. Team, we are winning. Now, I think an underrated thing that people don't use enough is squeeze bottles. Don't go buy any. You have ketchups, you have barbecue sauces, wash them and use them. It's great. So let's get this in a squeeze bottle. Stay. When you are using a squeeze bottle, make sure that the lid makes sense. This is not perfectly smooth. There are strands of herbs in here. There's little chunky stuff, which I love them all about. If I wanted this perfectly smooth, I would have broken down things more, or I would have put this through a strainer. We're not doing that. That's more work than I would like to do. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. This may not fit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoop. I have too much. When you're using your squeeze bottle, you got to pay attention to your squeeze tap. One of those twisty ones, things get caught in it. So this is a nice bigger hole, so it'll squirt out a lot easier when it's slightly chunky. Just things to be aware of. Our pico cucumber tomato salad deliciousness. I need a name. Let me know in the comments what this should be called. And if there's already a name for it, let me know. But delicious topping is what it is right now. We have our awesome flavorful aioli situation happening. Let's go get the grill ripping hot to grill and maybe even sear some of the zucchini off. Let's go. All right. We've got the grill ripping hot. I got a cast iron on here because you can sear it and do it in the oven or on the grill like this, or you can just go straight on the grates. We're gonna do both here. So little avocado oil here. And while that's heating up, we will hit these guys over here. Now you're gonna treat these like a steak. You're gonna do a hard sear for, I don't know, 2-3 minutes. Give them a little rotate, 2-3 minutes. Because we have those grooves cut in them, the heat's gonna get in all through those crevices and everything. And they're gonna cook really fast. But we just want a good hard sear on the one side, and then we'll finish cooking them on the other. There we go. All right, we got some good char here on these guys. Look at that, it's looking beautiful. So I'm gonna actually drop this down. I'll move these guys up because you're gonna see that it gets a little bit more wobbly the more that they cook because it's softening everything up. This char is looking great. And I'm gonna put it on top here. I'm gonna have the pan more directly over all of our heat just to kind of help get these guys going because these aren't quite searing how I want them to go, but they're getting there. You can tell that they're frying up in that oil. Got all those herbs and everything. Oh yeah. One thing that I love about cooking zucchini this way is you can smell the natural sweetness of the zucchini. A lot of times when you think of vegetables, unless it's like a sweet pea or things like that, where sweet is in the name, you don't recognize just how sweet they actually are. And the zucchini are so sweet and delicious. And I love that the charring just has this ability to draw it all out. This is gonna be good. Because my cast iron was off the heat, I'm gonna let those cook a little bit longer, but these ones that went straight onto the grill are looking good. They're still holding together, which we want. We also want to make sure that they have a good texture. We don't want them just to turn to mush. We want there to be texture when we're eating them. Think pasta and al dente. That's how most vegetables need to be cooked. They're holding together, and they're going to continue to cook while they're hanging out here. Nothing crazy. There we go. But these are looking delicious. Get a little check in on this guy. That's the kind of color we're looking for. Oh, yeah. How about you? Oh, that's the win. How about our big guy? There we go. We'll give this one a flip. We're just about there on these guys. That's the kind of sear we're looking for. All right, I bet these are done and looking absolutely delicious. Oh yeah, that is what I'm talking about. Here we go. Ooh, how about you? Yeah. And oh my goodness, look at beautiful golden brown. Yes, please. We're gonna go ahead and not burn my hands. But let's go ahead and let's snag all this oil, all these herbs and everything. We're just gonna dump it right over the top. There we go. Let's get these plated up and let's dig in. This is looking absolutely beautiful. Let's dig in. All right, I'm gonna go with the grilled one first because it was just there. It was calling my name. It's what's needed to happen. Little tomato action. Make sure we get that aioli sauce situation. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. You're looking at it, you're like, that looks really good. It is. Oh man. The grill marks on it. Give it a nice little char, but those caramelized sugars in it give it a little sweet. The sauce, out of this world. All those herbs are balancing beautifully. Oh, cucumber tomato salad just lifts it up. It is bright and refreshing and cooling to go against the little bit of heat that's in the sauce. This feels really light, but it also feels filling. I mean, I'm about to eat an entire zucchini right now. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is easily a meal by itself, but also just have half a zucchini. Don't go crazy. Only eat half a zucchini. I have this with some roasted chicken, grilled fish, steak, pork chops. I mean, really, the options are absolutely endless. There is a difference in the pan-seared versus the grilled. Not huge. I'm noticing it because it's like side by side. Neither is wrong. Both are phenomenal. The caramelization is a little bit different. The pan-seared is a little softer and has a little bit less crunch on the front end, whereas the grilled kind of has a crunch all the way through. This, it almost is really soft, but then the top end, because we didn't really flip it over, was beautifully crunchy. So you get that texture, but you almost get like this extra creaminess from the zucchini just cooking down in its own juices and everything. Oh my gosh. Food makes me happy, and I love it when it's simple and delicious. Yes, so good. This is delicious, and I hope it makes it to your table soon, or some variation of it. Doesn't need to be any special occasion to have delicious food. Food can be just delicious. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, do all those fun things, and make sure you hit that bell for notifications. I post weekly, everything from random deliciousness like this to cooking fundamentals. We'll see you next time.